Hey, what's going on YouTube? Back at it with another video. Um, you know, the thing is, there's a lot of racism on YouTube. Let's face it, in the comment section or whatever, and usually it's hard for me to. Sometimes when I get into an argument with some of these white guys, the first thing they throw out at me is like, black people killing blacks. Uh, killing your own. That's an argument. But when we look at black criminals, they talk about all the black crime rate, black criminals. When you look at the black criminals, and let's compare them to the white criminals. We have to see what kind of environment they come from, and if there's a pattern there. You know, um, most black criminals, gangbangers, the blacks shooting each other up, Chicago, Detroit, or whatever. They have certain things in common. A lot of things in common. First of all, they come from piss poor environment, single family household, um, not a whole lot of opportunity, public schools, you know. So yeah, these kids are, grow up, without really having a chance. They're seeing their own father go to jail, or if they have a father in their life, you know, they see a bunch of gangbangers and drug dealers. They walk to the bus stop and see prostitutes, see dope fiends. What I'm saying? This is a common occurrence for them. I'm saying? This is the ingredients that that's causing uh, them, the shaping their fragile little minds. And of course, years and years and years of racism and social engineering. So let's get into the white criminals, the white psychopaths, and I'm not a racist. I'm not throwing nobody under the bus. I'm just looking at it factually. Now, a lot of the white criminals, the Jeffrey Dahmer, John Wayne Gacy. Yeah, I know you can say that they're rare, but the sociopaths, mass murderers, well, it's hard, to pinpoint them by their by the way they grow up. You know what I mean? People say in school, they always say, "Oh, he was a quiet kid. He was nice. I couldn't believe he did that." You know what I'm saying? You don't see that about black criminals. You don't see a kid, who's a 16-year-old gangbanger shoots up, and people say, "Oh, well, he was just a quiet kid." No, they were like, "Yeah, he was a pretty bad kid. He used to steal cars and all this other shit. Listen to gangster rap music. I'm not down to rap music." You know what I mean? But white kids is like, "Oh, he was quiet in class. He drew pictures." I don't know. Well, why did he do that? And that's the thing. Nobody can pinpoint it, because a lot of these white kids, shooters, they come from solid homes. They got, two parents in a household, nice neighborhood, reindeer running through their backyard, you know what I'm saying, squirrels on their windowsills, a pet dog, Xbox, PlayStation, computer room, you know what I'm saying, a little model of the solar system hanging off their ceiling. So, what sparks them to go on their destructive path? A black kid, under the circumstances of a lot of white kids growing up in the suburbs, seeing their dad come home and eat the big piece of chicken, you know what I'm saying? Mom's baking the apple pie and putting on the windowsill. Yeah, they are very less likely to be criminals and sociopaths and mass murderers. You don't see suburban black kids going up to the school and just shooting people because they have a hard time getting a date. Matter of fact, black kids in the ghetto really don't do that. They're not going to just shoot up a bunch of classmates because they having a hard time getting a date. They may kill one individual that they have beef with, but not kill a bunch of people just to grab attention and all this other stuff. So, but this gets ignored. So, what sparks white serial killers and all that? Especially when they come from a great background. Jeffrey Dahmer had a pretty good background. Matter of fact, his father stood by his side even when he was on trial. We go into Adam Lanza. Now, whether you believe that was a government conspiracy or not, but gun laws didn't get passed, so most likely it wasn't a government conspiracy. But He was living in the suburbs in a $600,000 home. Now I understand his parents were divorced, but his dad was like a vice president or CEO of something. You know, I'm pretty sure his dad, bought him Xbox and whatever he wanted was in his life. You know, can you imagine a black kid under Adam Lanza's circumstances living in a $600,000 home in the woods somewhere? Dad's a CEO or vice president or something. You know, getting him anything he want, the new Jordans. You know, and him just going and killing a bunch of kids. It just doesn't happen. You know, there's no evidence that it happens, and this is a mind-boggling thing that black people were social engineered to become criminals, and even still, black crime is mild. You know, somebody's popping somebody because they run off the mouth, or kids who can't control their emotions. But you don't really see these kids going into Starbucks and shooting up everybody or doing anything that, cutting people up and burning them under the house. Now, I do understand that there were some black serial killers, but they're so rare, and I think there's only like 2 of them that they're barely mentionable. So that's what I'm pointing out. I'm not a racist. I'm not throwing somebody under the bus, but I'm just looking at the situation from a logical standpoint, from a realistic standpoint. So I wanted to see what your views are.